Your tuxedo cat looks like it got dressed for a funeral. Black coat, white bib. Perfectly parted down the chest like a tiny gentleman heading to a formal dinner. It carries itself like it knows exactly how sharp it looks. That outfit is not a costume. Nobody sewed it on. It is not even really black and white by design. It is the result of a biological accident that happens before your cat is even born, and somehow it always lands looking exactly this sharp. Here's what actually happens. Every cat starts as an embryo with pigment cells called melanoblasts. These cells begin at the spine and migrate outward, spreading color across the body as the kitten develops. In a tuxedo cat, that migration gets interrupted. The pigment cells simply run out of time before they reach the belly, the paws, and the chest. Which is why a tuxedo cat can walk with total swagger across a coffee table and still misjudge the edge completely, sliding off sideways like the table grew 6 inches while it wasn't looking. Feline geneticists Christopher Kalin and Gregory Barsh, who study coat pattern genetics at the Hudson Alpha Institute, have traced this effect to a gene called KIT. That single gene controls how far and how fast those pigment cells travel. Slow the migration down even slightly, and white patches appear exactly where the cells gave up first. Faster migration, and you get a nearly solid black cat. It is the same gene, the same cat, the same litter sometimes, producing wildly different outcomes. Here's the part that surprises people. There is no blueprint for where the white ends and the black begins. Feline geneticist Leslie Lyons, whose research has helped map the domestic cat genome, describes coat pattern genes like this one as fundamentally unpredictable at the level of exact shape. The gene sets the rule. Random timing during development decides the result, which means every tuxedo cat's bib, socks, and mask are one of one. No template. No two identical. Drop a comment. Did you know your tuxedo cat's exact pattern was never designed, just decided in the first few weeks before it was even born? That randomness has not stopped humans from treating tuxedo cats like they were built for main character status. In 1801, a tuxedo cat named Trim sailed with explorer Matthew Flinders on a voyage that circumnavigated Australia. Flinders wrote about Trim by name in his own accounts, describing a cat who fell overboard twice and swam back to the ship both times. Which tracks? Because more than 2 centuries later, tuxedo cats are still doing the exact same thing, confident enough to leap for a windowsill, unbothered enough to completely miscalculate the landing, and dignified enough to act like nothing happened once all 4 paws hit the floor. By 1919, that same black and white look had become so recognizable that it shaped one of the first cartoon stars ever drawn. Felix the cat, created by Otto Messmer, borrowed the exact tuxedo silhouette because audiences already read that pattern as clever, mischievous, and full of personality. The cat did not need an origin story. The coat did the storytelling. That reputation followed the pattern straight into modern history. Socks, the tuxedo cat who lived in the Clinton White House through the 1990s, became one of the most photographed pets in American political history simply by existing in that same sharp black and white coat. Here's the twist nobody expects. That commanding formal look people keep projecting onto tuxedo cats has absolutely nothing to do with temperament. It is pigment cell migration and nothing else. Scientists studying feline behavior have found no meaningful personality link between coat pattern and temperament, despite decades of owners insisting their tuxedo cat is the smartest, sassiest one they have ever had. Which might explain why a tuxedo cat can strut past a full glass of water on the counter, knock it clean off the edge with one deliberate paw, and walk away without so much as a glance back, somehow making the mess look like it was the room's fault. The bib itself causes its own problems. That crisp white patch on the chest shows every single stain instantly, which is why a tuxedo cat eating enthusiastically will, without fail, end up with a smear of food dead center on the one part of its body built to look formal. Even the whiskers and mask are shaped by the same migration timing, which is part of why some tuxedo cats end up with a slightly asymmetrical face, one white cheek larger than the other, a mismatched pair of white socks. Nature was not going for symmetry, it ran out of pigment wherever it ran out, and the result somehow still reads as intentional. And still, after all of it, the confidence never wavers. A tuxedo cat will walk directly into a closed glass door at full speed, misjudging it completely, then sit down immediately afterward and start grooming as if the door had made the mistake. So the next time your tuxedo cat strolls into the room looking freshly pressed and entirely too pleased with itself, remember what you are actually looking at. Not a cat dressed for a funeral, A cat built by nothing more than a few weeks of pigment cells running out of road, wearing an outfit nobody designed, acting like it planned the whole thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching this, and check the channel for more.